What's up guys, Joe Elements here once again, and today we are talking about this Canon C70 and why it is not meant for you. This time around we're not comparing it to any camera out there whatsoever, but rather we're keeping it in its own league, in its own brand. We are comparing this camera to the Canon C200. Now the Canon C200, we know that it shoots 4K RAW, it shoots all the logs in the Canon log, and then also it shoots 4K 60. Now this camera, the reason why I'm saying this is because it does not shoot RAW. And when I say it does not shoot RAW, I'm talking about narrative point of view. We know as narrative, we want the RAW so that we can push and manipulate the image further than just ProRes 422 HQ. Now, so that brings up a question, why did Canon actually brand this with the C logo? This camera is actually geared towards wedding shooters, corporate shooters, event shooters, news shooters, YouTubers. That's what this camera is actually geared towards, and it's not a cinema camera. It's not geared towards narrative work. Yes, having said that, you can still use it for short films and so on and so forth, but to be serious in filming a feature film, this camera is not meant for you. As much as there are ND filters built in, it's got XLRs, there is this hype going on in the Canon ecosystem that a cinema camera should have built-in ND, should have XLRs, should have articulating screen. But in reality, cinema cameras is just a box that actually just films the image. And that's what a lot of people are getting wrong. As much as it's good to have all of these things built in, when you're actually on a real set and filming a feature film, you want to record your audio externally. And I believe many of you will do that anyway. So I don't see why a camera in this caliber priced at £4,000 should be called a cinema camera. When I say £4,000, I don't mean that it's cheap, but it's rather expensive for what it's meant to do. To me, this is literally a downgraded Canon 1DX Mark III and merged with the Canon R5 that does not overheat. When you look at the shape, the form, and also what it can shoot. In regards to what it can shoot, actually, the Canon 1DX Mark III also shoots 5.5K RAW compared to this, and it has the Canon log as well. Comparing it to this, I would rather choose the Canon 1DX Mark III. Yes, the price is a little bit higher, but you're getting better image and you're getting better camera for the price. And actually, just before I go as well, what you got to be careful at is that there are a lot of YouTubers out there that are actually branding Canon, that are actually ambassadors of Canon, and those who actually getting paid behind the scene to review and hype up cameras. I mean, this camera, the C70, has been hyped up so much, and it made me feel that I needed to get my hands on one and see the difference. It's got so much hyped up that supposedly the Canon C200 is not as good as this. That's how much hype this camera got. The fact that I owned the Canon C200 previously, it got me excited, thinking that this camera would definitely be better by looking at those reviews. So if you're checking out a review, again, I keep emphasizing it, make sure whoever's reviewing it is in your league of work. It's in your league. If you're a narrative shooter, check people who are actually narrative shooters that are reviewing the cameras. Don't look at YouTubers, because again, this camera is geared for YouTubers as well. It's got a very good autofocus, with the exception of the bad side when it's actually in low light. But these are things that YouTubers look out for, and that's how they rate their cameras. So do not fall for any YouTuber reviewing any camera, whether it's this one, whether it's the Komodo, whether FS6, call it, any YouTuber that's reviewing any camera, make sure that that YouTuber falls in your league of work. And that way you get the accurate representation of what the camera is capable of and of what the camera is worth in your league. Finally, before you actually go out and dash your funds at a camera, rent it and actually take it out in the field and see how it fares in the real world, because a lot of these content that's actually released is all B-rolls and also studio comparison and tests, and we do not rely on that. Personally, I don't, and I'm pretty sure you would understand where I'm coming from. So that's it for me, guys. Hope this content serves you well and it gives you value in deciding whether the Canon C70 is for you or not. If it is in your league, by all means, if you are a news shooter, a corporate, wedding, event, or a YouTuber, then this camera is definitely very, very good camera. But if you are in that league, then I would suggest other cameras because of the price tag of this. I can't justify £4,000 just to shoot 4K in ProRes 422 HQ. So that's it for me, guys. Stay tuned and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.